You will know you're on the right track when you can endure through the pain and grief. So we have the Three of Swords coming out with the accompanying card of endurance. Hello, hello, welcome back or welcome to Soul Whispers with Michelle. I'm so happy to have you here with me. This is a soul-led message, which means if it doesn't resonate deep within, or if you are fighting with this story in any sort of way, please leave it behind for the soul that it is meant to find. May love hold you, may truth guide you, and may you be released from whatever is not yours. If that message was enough for you, awesome. Hit the like button on the way out. If you'd like to get a little bit more in depth into this particular soul whisper, then follow me. So that is interesting for this to come out. So let's see what season you're in. What season are you currently in? We have the Seven of Cups, which is about choices for me. This is my choose the most fulfilling thing. And then we have inquiry. We have Gemini giving to Pisces. This feels like choosing a communication style that allows you to expand. Or, I mean, yes, that is true, but there's something I'm missing here. Air to water. Your expression to your emotions. And you'll know you're on the right track when you're able to endure the hardship or the adversity. Well, that's stumping me a little bit. All right, bear with me, because as I get more of the picture laid out, I'm going to be able to really concisely pull this message together. So whatever resonates for you for whatever I go through, but I do feel like I'll get more clarity as we get more into this. So let's see what we're moving away from. And we have Prince of Swords. Almost like I wanted to say thorns. That's interesting. And we have Serenity. Well, now I find that super interesting. Bella Rose. My dog is snoring a little bit and the sound kind of throws me off. It's funny because I'm actually wearing headphones even though they're not on or there's no sound running through them, but it's a barrier for me to get more into and focused into this message. Now, I do feel like that's coming into play for this message. So it's almost like you're moving away from thoughts. Okay, the Knight of Swords is one of the hastier archetypes in the deck. Although typically I would say they're hasty because they're getting this download or this soul whisper, this impulse to like, this is what you need to do. And they just kind of run with that idea, thought, or impulse. And then, let's see, we also have water. We have Cancer fueling or giving to Aries. So these emotions fueling your impulses. Your emotions fueling what you do. This seems like what you're moving away from is those emotions, those impulsive energies And I guess it's not just, okay, so the impulse feels like it's not just anger, it can be, but there could be also an impulse to withdraw. There can be an impulse to hurt. There's like a lot of, and I'm, those of you who are like, yeah, duh, that's fine. It's just my former expression until this reading is like the impulse of that fire, or even like your natural desires. This feels not like that. This feels more of any, like I said, like any impulse, or it really is like making me think of any behavioral pattern. It's giving me kind of that devil type energy in tarot, which is being chained to, or bonded to, or connected to something that is of lower vibration, lower frequency. All right, let's see what you're moving towards. We have the universe. That's cool. And we have eloquence. You must answer the devil in his own language. How interesting is it that I was talking about the devil energy and then this comes forward? Fluent or persuasive speaking and writing, graceful communication. So yeah, I'm okay. So all of this feels like I'm still not understanding this energy, because I don't know why you would be hurt or why you would feel the pain of this, because this so far is like you need to pick the type of communication that feels expansive to you and that kind of dissolves boundaries. And you're moving away from like this hasty communication, where it feels like your emotions are fueling your impulsivity, to moving towards the universe is like, this is the, I'd say the new reality. That's what I like to refer to the world. And the new reality comes about because you have changed something foundational in you, meaning a belief that then allowed you to change your actions, those actions, and that belief changed your emotion. So it was able for you to, or will be easier for you to tap into more uplifting or higher frequency vibrations, because again, we've entered this new reality. When we get to this, it's a completion. So it looks like you are coming to this conclusion of your communication. Something that's coming through with this now is you may find that your communication hurts other people, but it hurts them in the way where it's interesting, because, wow, that's super interesting, but I'm going to go with this. The Three of Swords a lot of times is it's like there is a pain point and you obviously experienced something that caused you pain. The soul wants us to utilize that experience for our wisdom and our knowledge. And that is like the healing that comes from the pain point. What I feel like is happening with you is your communication style makes people see the truth that is hard for them to see within themselves, right? It's the shadow part of them that they're not necessarily wanting to put the light on to. And I think you know that. I think you understand that because you yourself have gone down this road and you know what that's like. And so there's this aspect of you, I feel like, that doesn't want to put other people through that, but it's like, but then you are forgetting that that pain point was there to actually assist you in some sort of way, or that actually provided you with some sort of knowledge that you can use as a tool or an asset for the rest of your life. And so I think the endurance comes in when you are able to understand, yes, this message may hurt somebody because it's making them see themselves in a way that can be difficult, that you still endure. And it's interesting because we have Taurus feeding Gemini. And so it's like this very nurturing energy feeding your communication. So it's like what you are saying to nurture somebody and to actually love them. So even though it may not sound, or they may not take it as love because it's your truth, it's like your form of love. Or one of the ways that you give love is by giving people the truth they need to unlock themselves from that like devil energy that wants to keep you stuck. Let's see. The purpose this season is trying to teach you or allow you to experience. We have the Hanged Man. I haven't used this deck in a long time, and I like get a kick out of like how huge these cards are. They're huge. Anyway, Hanged Man is about putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation to see things through a different perspective. And I feel like this is the reason you're meant to experience this and learn this, is because this is what you do for other people. And it's almost like you yourself have to sit with that uncomfortability, understanding that you're putting yourself in this uncomfortable circumstance to benefit the whole. Even as in, this will benefit you as well. But I'm getting this more as like your expression outward to other people. We have ownership. Reap what you sow. Responsibility for one's words and actions, personal accountability. And then we have Capricorn feeding Virgo. We have Earth feeding Earth. Capricorn is more that like, let's get busy. This is like your, almost reminds me of the Knight of Pentacles, where like this is your most consistent, slow moving archetype in the tarot. But they're so reliable. And because they are consistent. And so I feel it's like you have to see that people have to own their own emotions. Like if you say something that you are saying and genuinely it comes from the heart, and you're saying it with the intention in the highest light, in the highest vibration, if the person that is receiving that energy decides to take it a different way, that's them. They need to have that ownership, because it's like you're Capricorn, right? You're doing what you need to do, and you're allowing them to receive the Capricorn energy that turns into the Virgo energy. And the Virgo energy is refinement. So it's like your work allows them to refine. They need to take personal responsibility, just like you need to take personal responsibility. So this goes both ways. Let's see, the characteristic that would help you to embody right now. We have the Four of Cups. And we have parity. Let the punishment fit the crime. Fairness in the treatment. Proportional reaction to a stimulus or happening. And we have Libra giving to Sagittarius. And my Bella baby did not like that. apparently. It's funny because it's reminding of me because like I'm just sitting here like all right, so the Four of Cups a lot of times reminds me of Bella, enough. It's good. You're okay. The Four of Cups reminds me about an opportunity that we aren't seeing. We're apathetic towards it. We don't have an interest in it. And I almost feel, I almost feel like this is what you have to do with your messages. Or I don't know what it is that you do with communication, but this seems like this is the key with you right now, or this is like that season you're in, is like figuring out how to communicate. I mean, everything we talked about is accurate, but it all seems to kind of have that underlying frequency. And the coming out with this parody card with Libra feeding Sagittarius, it's like sitting on the bench, being a judge and seeing both sides, okay? It's not being emotionally swayed. It's just literally looking at both of them with like an impartiality, just to understand and get the objective truth or situation. And with you, it's like, and by doing this, you expand and you help other people expand. And so that's what I'm getting like with this communication is you need to kind of back away from your message. Like, yes, it is valuable, but it's like, it's like deliver the message and just be detached from it. Like, I don't really care how that goes. I trust that this is just how it needs to get said and where it needs to go. And again, coming back to that, the experience you'll feel is you'll be able to endure, because whatever pain or grief you're feeling, you come back to, this isn't really it's more like this isn't really mine to carry. It's them. They need to see this in their, if this triggers them or they don't like what I said, that typically has more to do with the person themselves than the person that said it. The person receiving the message than it does the person that gives the message. It's not the case all the time. It's just what I'm getting within this reading. So I just want to make sure that that's accurately stated, I guess. Okay, if you go with this change, you're going to experience, we have Queen of Cups. Feel like you'll be able to really nurture your emotions, really nurture yourself, really take care of yourself. Let's see what it came out with it. We have strategy. And we have, again, there's a lot of Gemini in here. So there is a lot to do with your communication. So we have Gemini feeding Aquarius. So air feeding air. But the strategy within the way that you communicate will actually dissolve, I feel like, borders and boundaries. So interesting. If you resist this change, you will experience, we have Princess of Wands. Some of these pictures are just really gorgeous. Like, I really love the imagery in them. And, ooh, Valor. This card is special because there are 4 cards in this deck that are one particular energy only. It does not feed a different, it is its own and it stands alone. So we have Princess of Wands with Valor. Rage against the dying of the light. Resolve facing adversity. Heroic strength of spirit, nerve, heart, and guts. It's interesting. The rage is what's sticking out to me. And the rage against the light. With the Princess of Wands, because this is obviously the most immature of the court cards. So it gives me the impression that like you're kind of going to be all over the place. And you will have the valor necessary to get yourself out of that, but it seems like the reason you're going to need that is because it's not as focused. You're kind of bouncing around. So I just feel like you're going to experience inconsistent motivation, inconsistent progress, and you're just going to have to fight harder to communicate. Whereas if you make this little shift, and I think in key to this is this apathy, or is this detachment from the message that you're giving, you're going to feel much more of a flow. Much more nourishing. And again, I feel like you'll feel boundaries dissolving. Right now it would be helpful too. We have Wheel of Fortune, which is funny because that's basically like things are changing. I guess it would say it would be helpful to change, but typically with the Wheel of Fortune coming out, it's one of my cards for like, this is a fated event that is working in your favor. And we have Tolerance. All right. All right. I did notice continuous growth. And we have Tolerance here. So I think it would be helpful to have tolerance for the continual growth that you are going to go through. And I also think there's tolerance. Again, we have air feeding water. So we have Aquarius feeding Scorpio. Aquarius is that, dissolving of, I'm sorry, that's not what Aquarius is. Let's go back to strategy for a second, because this is important. This is the energy you would experience if you go with this change, okay? And we had tolerance coming with, or pardon, strategy coming with that. But I believe I said Gemini to Aquarius. But I gave the dissolving thing. That's a Piscean energy, not Aquarius. Aquarius is quick shifts. And a lot of times it has to do with your expression, quick shifts in your expression, in your thinking. And so if you go with this, I think you'll experience those growths. And this is why I think it would be helpful to embrace change, because Aquarius is very swift. And so I think you're going to start, when you back off of any attachment to your message, I think you're going to start seeing a major turn. And there is a form of some sort of tolerance, I think, that's going to be necessary. So that thinking is going to affect your subconscious, and to where you want to put your assets, or your like, is it lenience or clemency toward differences, open-mindedness? I think that, yeah, again, it seems as though there's just going to be a lot of changes happening, and tolerance is really necessary for you to shift the unconscious. That's what I'm getting with that Aquarius feeding Scorpio, is that there's something very subconscious, a deep layer within you that is coming up. And Aquarius is giving that subconscious what it needs to bring that darkness into the light. Not that the darkness is bad, it's just like to become aware. That's what the light is, like awareness. All right, if no, the mindset that would be helpful for you right now, we have the Six of Wands, and we have devotion. So Six of Wands is about taking an idea, I feel like, into harmony. And I also feel like it's the mindset that what you give into a project, you will receive back. So we have devotion, and that is that fire. We have Leo feeding Scorpio. And I think that the mindset here is your devotion to your message is enough. And it's not something like it. Your devotion in your message is what will, what do I want to say? Like, transform people. It will actually move people. I feel like there's going to be victory there. And I also feel like there's going to be an equal energetic exchange with that. Like, I'm also noticing the public recognition on here. And it goes with kind of, I mean, this kind of reminds me of the Leo energy, being recognized and being seen by the people around you. And again, this allows being seen for your energy, allows people to transform. I don't know if that's, I mean, I suppose that is a mindset to have, that your energy, your authentic expression helps people transform. If this whisper supported you by giving you some sort of breakthrough or clarity, or just confirm something deep for you on your soul's path, I would love for you to reciprocate and at my PayPal or Venmo that is located in the description. If you'd like to support this space in a free way, liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel help people find these messages. Until the next whisper, my friends.